If you pulled 4 hours in that day and you're happy with that, you are happy with those 4 hours. If you pulled 6 hours in that day and you're happy with that, then be glad about those 6 hours. If you messed around and pulled 12 and 15 hours in that day because you're doing something that you extremely love to do, and it's just something that you're really, really passionate about, then be happy about those 12 and 15 hours that you pulled in that day. You don't have to be subject to have to work a particular amount of hours a day any longer when you work for yourself. Someone asked me about scheduling, and it made me realize how hard it was for me when I first started trying to actually do something for myself. You know, just how hard it was for me to actually schedule my time without feeling like that I was doing something wrong. I hope that a lot of you can probably relate to what I'm talking about, because it felt a little strange. And the reason why I think it felt strange to actually be setting my own schedule is because, you know, when we start doing these actual jobs and working these 9 to 5s, we are pretty much brainwashed in a sense to where we figure that we're supposed to actually do a job at a particular time of the day. We're supposed to work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, 6 to 3. You get what I'm saying? A full day's work every single day, and always hit those hours or something's wrong. But some of us, I know when I was working, if I missed an hour off work, or if my week was short, or if something came up and I had to miss work, even if I was not intentionally trying to do so, it would make me feel a certain sort of way knowing that I'm actually missing work. And I feel like that the reason why some people find it hard to actually be making their own schedules is because they probably feel like they're doing something wrong. If you don't work a full 8 hours in a day every day, it makes you feel like you are actually doing something wrong. That's that brainwashing of the 9 to 5 job. Because if you are making more than enough money to suffice for your day of work, or if you're just making enough money to where it doesn't matter to you if you make more than what you made for that day. You get what I'm trying to say? As long as you are happy and satisfied with the work that you've done for that day, it should not matter to you if that's all the hours that you pulled. If you pulled 4 hours in that day and you're happy with that, you are happy with those 4 hours. If you pulled 6 hours in that day and you're happy with that, then be glad about those 6 hours. If you messed around and pulled 12 and 15 hours in that day because you're doing something that you extremely love to do, and it's just something that you're really, really passionate about, then be happy about those 12 and 15 hours that you pulled in that day. You don't have to be subject to have to work a particular amount of hours a day any longer when you work for yourself. It seems like people are getting it a little confused when it comes to actually being able to call your own shots. When you can call your own shots, that means that whenever you want to get up, you get up. And whatever time of the day you want to start your work, you start your work at that time of the day. It doesn't matter what the actual job may be. Give me just a second. Somebody's on my phone. Hello? Yes, it is. How can I help you? Yes, ma'am, I have you. Are you ready to set your appointment today? Okay. Give me just a minute, okay? Okay, I'll need access to at least one of the units for the mechanicals and things like that, sub panels and whatever on the inside of that unit. Doesn't matter. It could be a one that's not occupied, as long as I have access to that unit. Okay. I'm sorry, repeat that? Yes, just that one day, and I need someone who's going to actually be there to know anything about the actual building itself. So that, because I have a few questions that need to answer. Are you going to be the one that I'll be meeting? Okay, all right. So, let's see here. What about... we can do either Wednesday this week at around 1:30, or we can take it over until next week, starting at 10 o'clock on Monday, on the 28th. Which works best for you? Monday? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, this week it'll be around 1:30 on Wednesday, or we'll be taking it over until next week starting on Monday. Did you say you prefer Tuesday? On the 23rd, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This week. Okay, and you're the one that I'll be meeting, correct? Okay. I'll see you then, all right? Okay, thank you so much. Oh, yes, that's why I was asking you if you wanted to go ahead and set this appointment for next week. That's fine. Okay, yes, ma'am. I'll wait on your call. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, sorry about that. But yeah, being able to set your own appointments, being able to set your own time of what time you want to leave your home, what days you want to actually work, what days you don't want to work. You know, man, let me tell you something. You can't beat that. And for those of you who are already doing it, you know exactly what I mean. Ain't nothing better than not knowing what day it is. That's when you know that you're doing things that you really enjoy doing. When you are no longer keeping up with the days, you're no longer crying all week, wondering when Friday's coming, hoping that today you wake up and it's at least Thursday and it's just now Wednesday. All of that counting days and counting down and hump day, 2 more days to go. You know, you don't have to deal with that. And when you start actually doing something for yourself, just taking out that time and that energy of still feeling like that you're required to work a certain amount of hours a day is insane. And I think that we are wired that way because we've worked so long. And we're so used to having to get up and make sure we're there on time, or we're going to get rolled up, or we got to deal with all of these different types of scenarios that happens on a 9-to-5 job, if you're running late, if you can't make it, you know, all of that stuff. So we're so used to all of those things happening. We're so used to having to make sure we get there every single day and stay for an entire shift. It's just crazy. And it was really hard. It took me a minute. I was like, Deidre, when I first started actually doing for myself, because I've always nipped and napped in something here or there, because I've always been that person to have these extra streams of income coming in. And there's been times when I actually didn't do actual 9 to 5, but I still worked really, really, really hard, and it made me feel like I was. But it's been a minute now. So when I decided to venture out this time, okay, when I decided to venture out this time, of course, I realized that I was still pushing it like that. I was setting my appointments for like 8 o'clock, and I would be gone all day, every day, Monday through Friday, all day long, from 8 o'clock. By the time I get home from riding traffic, the last one might have been at 4. There's been some I've did at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening when the sun was not going down too quick, and missing the entire day. The entire day would be on work every day. And then I have to come home and put all of the paperwork in. So I'm spending all my weekend time trying to play catch up for whatever I couldn't actually put into the system during the week. So I was up late night during the weekdays, at least trying to keep up with what I was doing. And it dawned on me one day. I was like, God dog, Deidre, you tired. You work harder now than you worked when you was on the 9 to 5. I'm like, wait a minute. You working this hard because you making yourself work this hard. You still have that mentality of that slave corporate world. You still got that mentality. You still feel like you're supposed to be pulling all of these hours every day. You don't have to do that. I had to break that cycle. If I choose to work those many hours, I'll work those many hours. If I choose to have a schedule that's that hectic, I'll choose to have that schedule. But I'm not going to just be continuing to do it every week and every day, all during my weeks. That's not even why we started working and trying to do things for ourselves in the first place. Whether you own a business or whatever you got going on. That is not why you decided to start doing that. Your main reason was so you can make some money, extra money, so that your job don't have no cap on your income. That's one. And another reason, for sure, is to get back your time. But we so brainwashed to believing that we should work that long when we don't have to. And I've heard people say how tired they be. Man, I be so tired I don't even see the inside of my house. But you work for yourself though. The only reason why you probably don't see the inside of your house because you pulling all them hours is because you may be living above your means. Sometimes we got to cut down the work that we're doing just in order to get our time back. But some people can't get their time back because they're so busy living above their means until now they have to work. They have to work like, they just have to work like a runaway. Y'all, they have to work hard, okay? And you really don't have to do that. It all depends on what your goals are and what you're trying to do. You're trying to hurry up and, kill some bills, get rid of some stuff that you have that's done built up and, populated all around you, and you got to get rid of some of this stuff. That's one thing. But if you don't have to do that, and you're not money hungry, and you're just not this money greedy person, and you really want your time back, then I can only see that the only main reason why you will be working yourself so hard is because you still have that mentality. You have that mentality of believing that you have to work that much when you don't. And don't be afraid to make your own schedule at all. Make your schedule around you and your family and what works best for you. That's what you do. Nothing gives me pleasure more than to check the weather on my phone, and then I can see that this time next week we're probably gonna have 40% chance of rain all day on Wednesday. Guess who not making appointments for Wednesday of next week? You work the 9 to 5, you just got to get ready to get in that car and turn them windshield wipers right on. Okay. Don't be afraid to make your own schedule. And make it the way it makes you happy. As long as you pull in enough money or more than enough for whatever you're trying to do, that's all that matters. Get that trade up out of your head. Get all of that 9 to 5 mentality out of your head. It took me a minute to get away from that because I was still treating myself as though somebody was making me hustle and bustle. As long as I'm financially okay, I'm happy. I just wanted my peace back. I wanted my peace and I wanted my time. And I got that. So as long as I have it, I'm going to hold on to it. You know what I mean? As long as I have it, I'm going to hold on to it. You guys, don't be afraid to cut all of that out of your mentality. You can walk away from it and still have it. What do they call that? I forgot what they call that. Somebody put it in the comment section and let me know. What exactly is it that they call that when you've been somewhere? Or let's say, for instance, if someone has been caged up somewhere for a while, and when they get out, they've been there so long until they bring that mentality, and you can't get it off of them. The same thing happens when you spend most of your years working a 9-to-5 job, especially some strict 9-to-5 jobs. Get away from it, break that cycle, get that out of your head, and live your best life. Gotta go do some work.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? We all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?